reMarkable Paper Pro move. And it is fascinating how these guys have been so successful at launching this whole category of device. It's a Gallery 3 e-ink screen and the same marker pen, chargeable on the side. It is an active capacitive stylus. Gallery 3 is not for everybody, and if you know you didn't get along with it on the Paper Pro, you probably won't get along with it on this. But one reason why they're sticking with this type of stylus is how much more durable they can make those marker tips. Shell that's really reminiscent of the Paper Pro. Just that slight difference that the back is now a drop-in back as well, and the extruded and then machined aluminium within that. reMarkable believe in focus, and they believe that focus is about three things: no distractions, so no interruptions, no notification, and no eye strain, so being able to use the device for hours without it kind of fighting you, no social barrier. And you get out a laptop and all of a sudden you put a screen in between you and the person you're talking to. This really is a device to go with the Paper Pro. If you're already a user of the Paper Pro and you love it, then I think it's a bit of a no-brainer to get this. Very similar form, very similar look, the same paper, the same tools that you'll experience on the Paper Pro. The screen itself is a 9x16 screen. It's 954 pixels by 1696 pixels, which is a 264 pixel per inch display. So it is a higher pixel density than the Paper Pro is. Let's just investigate that screen feel. Yeah, it is. Slightly different feel actually. Perhaps a little bit more give to that, but not a lot in it. One thing I think that I don't give reMarkable enough credit for is probably how good their apps are and how good their cloud is, because, well, as you will hopefully see, it will just really quickly pull down all of my reMarkable files straight to the device. That's books, that's my notepads, that's everything. That's the same width as the reMarkable Paper Pro. Yep, there we go. Looking incredibly similar. This is also something that has been very much requested by their user base. Something that can be held in one hand, something for working on the go. Nice. So the problem is, yeah, okay, so you can see it's just come through as a sort of central column of writing here. And that's going to make more sense, I think, starting notes here on the smaller device and then that transferring to the larger device. They want to support users with three important habits. That's thinking, meeting, and reviewing. They are the one company that's really nailed typed text and handwritten text in one document. The ability to make notes, highlight, add annotations, and then for them to be anchored where they are in whichever orientation you hold the device. In whichever way the text reflows, it actually does work really well. reMarkable have sold 3 million units now, which is incredible. And currently they have 1 million people who are on the Connect subscription. They're launching this at $449. I think that's with a marker, but then you have to pick your folio on top if you want one of those. Then you've got to factor in $299 a month, times that by 12, $36 a year. 90% of reMarkable users use their reMarkable for work. And that's why it's so compelling for viewers on my channel, because this channel is all about technology, which is useful for work rather than just for playing. They're used by 85% of the Fortune 500 companies. So they are trusted by huge brands, not just at the CEO level, but throughout the levels in the industry. And I'm actually going on a little trip. I'm going to IFA in Berlin, and I'm going to bring you lots of content from that. So I'm going to use this as my, journalist notebook. Exactly the intention of it, in fact. I'm going to keep all my notes for all my projects, all my meetings, everything that I'm going to film. I'm going to use the reMarkable Paper Pro to keep track of that. And I'm also going to produce my members testing in a couple of days after I've been able to get to know this device. And so that will be available on launch day as well via the join button below the video. And I just want to say thanks so much to reMarkable once again for involving me in this launch and sending this out for review. They haven't got to preview this content, but of course, all of my content on reMarkable and any e-ink tablet is unsponsored unless clearly stated otherwise. There is a link in the description as you'd expect, and that massively supports me to be able to spend the time and the energy to do what I do here on YouTube. And I hope it helps you make good choices about your e-ink tablet. Please do let me know in the comments any and all questions, because I'll be back with a live stream and I want to be as prepared as possible for that. So I've spent a few days with it now and had a bit of time to gather my thoughts, and yeah, I really like this. It's a no-brainer of a product if you're in the reMarkable ecosystem and you're happy there. So this is everything that you would expect it to be. It's a great product from reMarkable. I don't love the pen, but there's no surprises there. It's exactly like the reMarkable Pro Pen is. I love writing on it, but my writing always seems to end up much scruffier. It's just rushed. I don't know why, but this screen and pen combination just sort of encourages me to rush my handwriting, and then I make mistakes and have to delete things. I'll have to live with the scaling for a little bit longer to tell you what I really think of that though. It's basically when you start a note on this, it's going to come through the sort of center column when it's at the reMarkable Paper Pro width. So let's do what you're intended to do with it, and let's move with it. I just can't wait to see if the improvements on the Connect subscription live up to their promises. The battery life so far, I'm not sure. 3 days and it's gone from being 80% out the box down to 31%, so I'm not sure if I'll get that full 2 weeks out of it. But of course it's done a lot of syncing, it's done some updates and things like that, so again, I'll live with that for a bit longer. The reMarkable, it's not easily pocketable in your trouser pocket like a phone would be. Maybe at a pinch in a back pocket, but you wouldn't want to sit on it. But certainly a jacket pocket or a journalist bag certainly fits in well there. Of course, one thing I've always loved is the great pen tools everywhere. How is it handling EPUB, I wonder? Okay, that hasn't scaled at all. It's the kind of smart highlighter in EPUB look. It is reasonably comfortable to hold when you get it right with the wider part in your hand. Oh, I haven't seen that. We talked about it in sunlight, but gives you a bit of a temperature warning here. That's not perfect, guys. I'm sure there was a shortcut for fit to width. That is it, but that's clearly fitted to width of the Paper Pro there, hasn't it? It is ever so slightly thicker than the bigger brother because it's just so hard to fit a large enough battery in a smaller screen size device. But you can see with the keyboard case, then actually the whole package looks about the same. Yeah, slightly thicker with the keyboard case on the reMarkable Paper Pro. But the actual device itself, I think it said, yeah, 6.5 millimeters, and the Paper Pro is 5.1. So we are literally splitting hairs here. I wanted my original reMarkable one. I wanted it to replace my paper planner. It did that immediately, and I've never gone back to a big bulky paper planner. So this is a really natural evolution to bring that same power of working on e-ink with unlimited pages. You can carry that around in much less weight than your big A4 professional planner. They want to equip you with tools for better thinking that will live with you for a decade, and they want to keep growing those and exploring the usefulness of their devices, not just iterating year on year, so you feel you need to buy a new device every year.